We're at Proverbs 30 today. There's only 31 Proverbs, so there's today and tomorrow. So these last Proverbs weren't written by Solomon, they're written by Agor. So they kind of come off a little differently than how Solomon's did, but we'll jump in anyway. So the first, I'm going to read out a New King James Version. I don't know if you want to share or not. If you feel like you want to jump in, just jump in.
Okay.
So the words of Agor, the son of Jacob, his utterance. This man declared to Ithiel and Ukal. That's the beginning piece. So here you go. Surely I am more stupid than any man, and do not have any understanding of a man. I neither learned wisdom nor have knowledge of the Holy One, who has ascended into heaven or descended. Who has ascended into heaven or descended? Who's gathered in the wind in his fist? Who's bound the waters in a garment? Who has established all the ends of the earth? What is his name, and what is his son's name? If you know every word of God, if you know, and he kind of tell us is what he's saying.
Yeah.
So if every word of God is pure, he is a shield to him who put their trust in him. Do not add to his words, lest he rebuke you, and you be found a liar. Two things I request of you. Deprive me not before I die. Remove falsehood and lies far from me. Give me neither poverty nor riches. Feed me with both food allotted to me, lest I be full and deny you. And say, who is the Lord? Or lest I be poor and steal and profane the name of my God. Do not malign a servant to his master, lest he curse you and you be found guilty. There is a gentleman that curses his father and does not bless his mother. There is a generation that is pure in its own eyes, yet is not washed from its filthiness. There's a generation, oh, how lofty are their eyes, and their eyelids are lifted up. There is a generation whose teeth are like swords, and whose fangs are like knives, to devour the poor from off the earth, and the needy from among men. The leech has two daughters, give and give. There are three things that are never satisfied. Four never say enough. The grave, the barren womb, the earth that is not satisfied with water, and the fire never says enough. The eye that mocks his father and scorns obedience to his mother, the ravens of the valley will pick it out, and the young eagles will eat it. There are three things which are too wonderful for me. Yes, four which I do not understand. The way of an eagle in the air, the way of a serpent on a rock, the way of a ship in the midst of the sea, and the way of a man with a virgin. There is a way that is adulterous. There is the way of an adulterous woman. She seeks and wipes her mouth. She eats and wipes her mouth and says, I have done no wickedness. For three things the earth is perturbed. Yes, four it cannot bear up. For a servant when he reigns, a fool when he is filled with food, a hateful woman when she is married.
Let me just say what this one says. An unloved woman who is married. That's interesting.
Wow. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And a maidservant who succeeds her mistress. There are four things which are little on the earth, but they are exceedingly wise. The ants are a people not strong, yet they prepare their food in the summer. The rock badgers are a feeble folk, yet they make their homes in the crags. What is your saying for the crags? What are crags? 26.
Conies, the creature of little power.
Okay. And number 27, the locusts have no king, yet they all advance in ranks. Wow. The spider skillfully grasps us with its hands. Excuse me. The spider skillfully grasps with its hands, and it is king's palaces. It is in king's palaces. Let me read that section again. There are four things which are little on the earth, but they are exceedingly wise. The ants are a people that are not strong, yet they prepare their food in the summer. The rock badgers are feeble folk, yet they make their home in cages. Okay, so I'm
That's
looking.
what crabs are cages.
Okay. Um,
Sorry.
the locusts have no king, yet they are advanced in ranks. The spider skillfully grasps with his hands, and is in king's palaces. There are 3 kings which are majestic in pace. Yes, 4 which are stately in walk. A lion which is mighty among beasts, and does not turn away from any greyhound. Does not turn away from any. A greyhound, a male goat, also, and a king whose troops are with him. If you have been foolish in exalting yourself, or if you have devised evil, put your hand on your mouth. For as a churning of milk produces butter, and wringing of the nose produces blood, so the forcing of wrath produces strife.
Wow.
Right.
Wow. You see, because I found there were a couple that really was good. The one is, do not slander a servant to his master, or he will curse you and you will pay for it. So we have to be careful what we say. But there's this one that really, it was over. Okay, that was 10 I just read. But the one that really hit me was verse 17. It says, the eye that mocks a father, that scorns obedience to a mother, will be pecked out by the ravens of the valley and will be eaten by the vultures. And I see that word as the vision instead of the eye. So that person's vision, because of their disobedience, because they've mocked their parents, because they disobeyed or was disobedient to their mother and did not honor them, then what happens, the vision that they had the ability to see at one particular time, they may not be able to see it anymore because the ravens or the vultures, the raven will pluck it out and the vulture will eat it. So the opportunity to do what it is that they would or could do would be taken from them. So be very careful about being obedient and honoring those who are your parents or those who are mother or father spiritually to you.
Right. So I'm glad Kim said that, because it's not just literal parents.
Yeah.
It's those who have been a source to you. Parents are a source of life. So those who have been a source of life, who have given you opportunity, who have poured into you, cleared the way, brought you on, made you a part of a thing. Those are all symbolic parents. And it doesn't necessarily have to be, since we're reading from the Bible, people might think church is not necessarily just church, what we call spiritual parents in the church. So there are people in my career. There are people, just in my personal life, that are parent figures to me. They've been sources of life, sources of ideas, sources of rebirth, or whatever the case may be. So honor those beginnings, honor those sources. They're there for a reason. They poured into you. When you dishonor them, you pluck your own vision out. Whatever it is you're trying to accomplish, you just
can't see it anymore. Then the verse 23, an unloved woman who is married. Those were one of the, because it says, no, verse 21, those are like 3 verses together. Under 3 things, the earth trembles. Under 4, it cannot bear up. It can't deliver what it's supposed to. A servant who becomes king, which is really interesting. A fool who is full of food, because they're happy and you don't know what they'll do. 23, an unloved woman who is married. So, and a maidservant, it says, who displaces her mistress. But an unloved woman who is married, that unloved is so interesting, because a woman who's married, you would assume that she is loved by her spouse or her children. But if she's unloved, well, I added children, I'm thinking family. But an unloved woman who is married, that's a real odd position to be in, because she is one who's supposed to love and give love to her family and receive love. And I think, what is it, where they talk about the virtuous woman, and they speak so well of her. But a woman who is unloved and who's married is definitely displaced. So if you see someone who is dealing with that in their family, or who is bitter and who is just not experiencing the love that she should as a woman, as a wife, then those are definite areas of prayer for that person. They may come off one way to you, and you may not understand why they're so bitter, but it could be that they are unloved. That really hit me this morning. Wow, because a married woman should not be unloved. Should not be. Go ahead, babe.
So as we move into our life application to keep it pushing today, our life application is, how are you moving? How are you moving? And it's verses 18 and 19. What version is that?
This is the New International. Do you want that?
I just want to read it differently, verses 18 and 19. And I'm going to read it out of the Message. It says, 3 things amaze me. No, 4 things I'll never understand. How an eagle flies so high in the sky, how a snake glides over a rock, how a ship navigates the ocean, and why adolescents act the way they do. Now, in the King James Version, it says 3 things. There are 3 things which are too wonderful for me, yes, 4 which I do not understand. The way of an eagle in the air, the way of a serpent on the rock, the way of a ship in the midst of the sea, and the way of a man with a virgin. So, in the other one, it says, why adolescents act the way they do, and the way of a man and a virgin. So that's the kind of comparison with the 2. So we're talking about, how are you moving? So this starts off by saying the things that amaze them, right? So we want to translate it into, how are you moving? So how are you amazing yourself? Basically is where we're going. So there should always be things that humble us and leave us at times amazed. We went to Hawaii, and we were just amazed at the landscape, amazed at the beauty. We went hiking, the waterfalls, the different things of that sort. So there's just things that just kind of leads. We have a garden in the yard, and how quickly that garden grew, and how much we just produced in just over a month. Of lettuce and collard greens and kale and things of that sort. So just some things should amaze you. Now, the writer of this proverb, Agur, he listed 4 things of his own, right? So if we examine these things, examine what we have in common with the things that Agur listed, we should be able to predict the things that we can apply in our own lives, so we can establish the greatness that we have within. So here's the first thing. All 4 things that we're going to read, I read those things for you a couple of times. And what do we know about all those things? All 4 of those things are visible for a while, and then they're hidden. So if we look at them again, you got an eagle that flies high in the sky. You can see that eagle, right? But if you blink or look the other way, that eagle is gone. There's no trail of his path. He's using the wind. You can't see. There's no smoke, no trail, or anything like that. So it's there, and then it's gone. You got a snake over a rock. So I'm from the Philadelphia area, but I lived in San Diego for about 8 years. I used to mountain bike. And I saw several snakes on the rocks as you're mountain biking. And when you come around that corner and that snake kind of, I guess, senses you, because I don't know if they see well or not, that snake kind of just wriggles away, right? There's no sound. There's no nothing. There's no trace of them. And just all of a sudden, it's just gone, right? And there's 4 things. And what's the next thing? A ship in the ocean. So if you've ever seen a ship go across the water, you'll see it like a little tiny wake, and then it's gone, like it was never there before. And then finally, we have a young man with a virgin, or young brides, or young love, right? It's an invisible thing. It's an amazing thing, but then that young love, that young desire translates into something, it matures into something different as couples go into what's called their storge love, their more mature love. So those things are visible for a while, and then they're hidden. Yeah. So ask yourself in your life, what's visible? What can I see myself doing right now for this instance, but it's gone, and I'm somewhere else, but I know that thing happened. What work did I put in that produced something else? It's how we walk into our greatness. That's kind of what this is saying. So all four things that they talked about there, they're there for a while, they're gone. They're there, and when they're gone, they leave no trace. That's the second thing. The third thing is they all have a mysterious means of progress or motivation. What's keeping them moving? What keeps that eagle in the sky so high? Or if you ever see one fly, they can just spread their wings. They're not even moving their wings. You know, they're just going like this. And they're flying high. So unless you understand lift and air, it looks like a mystery. Like, what's holding them there? How can a gigantic 15-ton oil tanker float on the ocean made of steel? You know, unless you understand buoyancy and things like that, those things are mysteries. Like, what's making it go? You know, what's the mystery of you getting up in the morning and doing a Fitness 360 challenge for 31 days? You know, what's the drive? What's the inner drive? What's the reason that makes you do the things you do, right? So they all have mysterious means, progress, and motivation. And all four of those things move in the domain of something else. Again, the eagle needs the air to stay high. The ship needs the water to stay afloat. The young lovers need each other in order to see their love and to grow together into something else, to create a family. So those four principles that Agor mentioned right there, don't look at the things he said. Look at the principles behind those things. Those four things I just said about each of the things, and map them to parts of your life. Map them to projects that you're doing, ideas that you see, and things that you have. That will unlock your greatness. So ask yourself, how am I moving? You know, is how I'm moving based on something that I really don't understand? The buoyancy of the ocean, for instance, like the ship, you know, or am I just moving out of my own, you know, my own mind, my own understanding, my own knowledge, because I want to produce a certain thing? If that's the case, then like it says in Matthew, you have your reward. You know, you've reached your peak. So I know it's kind of deep what I'm saying, but so if we finish off the rest of what we wrote, we got applying these principles to our own lives will enable us to move in our appropriate environments in an intriguing and gracious manner, naturally, without leaving a trace other than the accomplishments that we leave behind. So we've all had I've worked different places in my career, and even in the job I have now, I've done different things in different programs and different departments and different things of that sort. When that project was finished and I moved on to another one, I am no longer there. So the system that I put in place, the thing that I established, I'm no longer overseeing it, hand to hand doing it, but it is moving.
Right.
It has now become an integral part of the organization. It is operating as planned, as I designed it and put it in place, right? I'm no longer there. I'm somewhere else. But whenever they talk about that thing and they go back into the history or they want to revamp it or research, you know what they do? They come back to because I'm still around, to the beginnings of it. So the traces of me are there, but I'm not there. My work is there. So that's what I'm trying to say to you. Establish things so that your work is there, but you're not. You're putting something in place, planting it, and it continues to cycle, continues to grow itself. So the greatest thing about leadership, the greatest test of leadership is not what you do while you're there. The greatest test of leadership is what happens to that place when you leave. So that's telling you what seeds you planted, how you nurtured those seeds, and what you put in place so that it can perpetuate and move around itself. If a place always needs you, if your children always need you, you know, if your business always needs you 100% on it all the time, then you need to revamp how you're leading.
Yeah, not led well.
Yeah, how are you moving is what we're asking.
So good.
So, again, just redundance. You know, the way of an eagle in the air, Agor talks about, right? The flight of the majestic eagle amazes us with his power and his grace. We talked about that, the way of a serpent on a rock. The serpent suns itself outside on the rock. I told you about it in San Diego. I would ride by and see some as I was on the trails riding the mountain bike, and they shocked me, you know. But they're out there warming up because they're cold-blooded, but they're ready to flee at the slightest disturbance.
Yeah.
And they would, right? And they slither themselves over that hard, sharp rock. They wouldn't injure themselves. They just move out the way, you know, just gone, right? But I knew it was there.
Absolutely.
And every time I came around that corner and I rode the next time, I was conscious of that spot.
Yeah.
Right? Now, the way of a ship in the midst of the sea, the ship is so small in the midst of the sea, yet it virtually conquers the sea by using it as a road for travel and trade. That's kind of the notes that I wrote down. So, again, like we said, you can't see that. There's no road. Like when you drive, my son just drove back to North Carolina. So you go 95 south to 85, you know, so I know the road. The road is there, right? It's about a 5-6 hour drive, right? So when I'm in the ocean, in the sea, there is no road. It's just wide open water. And if after I'm on the boat, no matter how big the boat is, you know, 5-10 minutes later, you look and you don't even see a trace of the boat, you know, behind it. That's just, how are you moving? What traits are you using? What are you applying so that you can accomplish what you're supposed to accomplish?
And leave it there that it remains.
Yes.
It's supposed to remain.
Yes, it is. That's good. That's real good, right? And the way of a man with a virgin. So the power of a young love and its desire seems that it would overwhelm both a man and a young virgin, right? So that beginning love, I don't know if you've ever been in love in the beginning, you know, it like overwhelms you. That's all you're thinking about, you know. You brushing your teeth, you're thinking about her, you know. You're doing your hair and you're thinking about him. You know, you're in the store buying something and you know, he runs, I wonder if they're like this, you know. So it kind of overwhelms you. And you think that overwhelming feeling will never go away, right? But it doesn't go away. It matures and morphs into something else, right? So
the flower has already bloomed.
Yes.
So now the flower is there for display, how beautiful it is.
Right.
You don't actually have to see each petal pop open, which happens in love when you fall in love. These
right.
new things just pop up and you just feel so giddy.
Right. So I'm rambling on saying it again and again, but I just want to kind of drop those two. You can read that proverb on your own. It's the 30th proverb. But we wanted to kind of let you think a little differently today and ask yourself, how are you moving? Are you moving like these things that are amazing? What's amazing and wonderful to you in your life? Examine that thing. That this garden is like amazing me. And I wrote a book, Why Some Seeds Don't Grow, and I talked about the law of the farm and all those kind of things like that. But just how it's moving, how it's growing is amazing me, and it's making me think about some things I need to do in my own personal life that's like the garden.
Yeah.
So today, tomorrow, and then the exciting part starts. You get to measure yourself. So go ahead and just start lifting up those knees, right? So we're going into the run progression. So take your time with those knees, just lift them up. Think about your posture again, right? Again, flexing that foot so that you're engaging that shin muscle as well, right? Focus on getting those knees up as high as you can, right? Listen to your body. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Now come on your toes. Keep listening. So your heels no longer touching the ground. That's right. Warming it up. Those legs are starting to warm up now. Squeeze that calf. And this right here, your ground is the best friend. Keep your feet, keep your toes wide. That's it. Body tall. Right? We're about to go to a slow run. Progress it a little more. Kim has to modify. Just hold it up a little. Hold it up. Engage that core. Hold it up. That's it.
Ooh, I felt cramped already.
That's it. Whatever foot is on the ground, that's your supporting leg. So spread those toes. Whenever you go from side to side, you're engaging that core, engaging that balance. Keep the shoulders long. Now we're going to pick it up. Just a little faster. Focus on keeping those knees up and breathing. All right. Get the blood pumping. Now move at your pace. 4 more seconds. 3, 2, 1. Now we're going to jumping jack feet out and in. Hands together, shoulders up. Core tight, elbows out. Praying hands. Out and in. Kim's got the modified move. 4, 3, 2, 1. 2 out, 2 in. Again, you're just pushing the balls of your feet into the ground. Not using a lot of energy. That's it. Focus on spreading your toes. Give you a wider base of support. Keep your core a little tight. Now bring your arms in. Up, 2, down, 2. There you go. Shoulders long, shoulders relaxed, neck long. Calves might be burning a little. That's all right. You're going to go to a regular jack. You ready? Go. Keep on those balls of your feet, on your toes. Work those calves. Now every time you come down to the ground, your knees act as shock absorbers. Good job. That's right. Warming up them shoulders. Now we're going to keep your feet apart. And you're going to go into a basic squat. Just going down and up. Keep it in your legs. Down. Resist the urge to lean too far forward. Kind of pushing the butt back. There you go. Neck long. Chest high. Get it down. Pushing the butt back at the bottom. When you're coming to the top, tuck them in. Squeeze it. That's right. Using that core. Using those legs. Using that butt. Now we're going down. And we're just pulsing. Again, trying to keep that chest high. Focusing on the lower body. It's going to burn. That's a large muscle group. So it's going to burn and it's going to make you sweat because a lot of blood is going to those muscles. But you're just going to bounce it. If you need to take a break, come up, back down. 3, 2, 1, reset. I want you to take your arms up. I want you to come down, lift, squeeze it up top, come down slow. Lift, squeeze your glute, come on down. Now you want to keep your chest high. Keep it in your legs, lift, squeeze your glute, bring it back down. Pushing that butt back, lift. Now we're going to come down. Now you're going to hold it. Now I want you to explode up.
We're going on our tiptoes, guys.
Slow down.
Down.
So I want you to explode up. Bring it down, look. I'm downstairs, so I can't lift my hands all the way up. But outside or wherever, keep your hands high. Explode up, leave the ground. Slow down. Lift up. Slow down. That's it. Use those thighs. Now stand up. We're going to take one foot around the other. Left foot on the floor. I need a wall to do this. And you're just going to do calf raises. Lift and lower. The other leg is hooked behind.
Behind.
So you can put a chair in front of you. Hold on to the chair. My balance is horrible.
Some people can do it just on their hips. So now keep that hand hooked around there, and you're gonna go into the kangaroo hop.
On the same leg?
Same leg. We're gonna exhaust that leg. So you're on your toes. You're not letting your heel touch the ground. You're keeping your body up, right? And you're just hopping. If you're doing Kim's, then you are
just lifting and
just a little faster.
Like pulsing.
So whatever you're holding on to, you're just touching. You're not pulling on it. It's not supporting your weight. You're gonna go to the other side. Same thing. Lift and lower. Lift and lower. If you're on a chair, if you're on a wall, if you're on a cousin, whatever you're touching, you're not using that thing to support your weight. It's just kind of
keep you from falling.
Keep you from falling. I have like one finger on the wall. Probably don't even really need this mental. I don't even know why. So now, going back to that kangaroo jump, arms up, same side. So you're hopping, keeping off the, don't let your heel touch the floor. That's right. Chest high, chin tucked, shoulders back. You're looking out, hands in the air. That's right, burn that calf out.
That's what I felt too.
Burn it out. 4, 3, 2, 1. I'm gonna lower this down so you can see our feet a little more. So now, one foot forward, your right foot forward, left foot back. You're going to a narrow lunge. So you see my feet aren't that far apart, but I'm going straight down, straight up. Trying to keep my body tall.
Back leg is bent.
Back leg is bent. I'm not leaning forward. I'm not arching my back. My back is straight, and I'm going straight down. Try not to arch that back. That's taking the work out of the legs.
Whew. Reset real
Come
quick.
back up, reset. Take your leg back a little wider. So now you're going to go back down again. Now, when you take it wider, you should be able to go down a little lower. Because you're not putting as much force on that hip flexor. So my front leg that's pushing up, I'm pushing from my heel. So come on up, reset, go back a little bit wider, come down, and just pulse it out. Just pulse it out. So what's gonna happen is here, you're gonna start to lean forward because you're going to take that pressure off that back leg. So fight yourself to bring your core in. Keep your chin tucked, your chest high, squeeze that back glute so that you keep that force in that back leg. Bring it up, reset, come on back down.
That same leg.
Same leg. Now I just want you to hold it. So I'm doing it from the side so you can see me from the side. The next side, I'll just face you. So I want you to just hold it. You're just holding that pulse. Just holding it there. I mean, you're not pulsing, you're just holding it. Again, chest high. I'm not lunching my body forward or my neck forward. 3, 2, 1, bring it up. I'm going to switch to the other side right away. So we got that low, narrow lunge.
This is
Down
a
and up.
little bit more difficult for me, for those of you.
So as Kim pointed out, one side is easier than the other. This side's tougher for me.
Yeah.
Not necessarily because of my legs, but because I have a toe injury. So this back foot on my toe, I feel that. So come on up. Now we're going to go back again, a little bit wider. And you're coming down and up. Again, your body's just going straight down and up. You're not arching that back. Don't arch that back to try to take some of the pressure off the legs. This is a chance for you to tighten your core and keep it in the legs. If you can't go down as far because you tighten the core, that's all right. You just keep working for it. That's how you know the exercise is working. Form over reps. Form over reps. You want good form right now. Right? Come on up. We're going back again. So we're going to the pulse now. Get it down and just pulse it. So I keep my arms up to remind myself to keep my body up. Again, I'm squeezing that back glute. I'm feeling it in that back leg. This is really working. I'm looking good. I'm going to have nice, strong thighs after this. We're going to bring it up, the reset. Last time, bring it on back. Find your spot and sit there. Hold it there. It's just your body. You don't have any other weight. It's just your body. You're just holding your body still. Your body is a machine right now. I'm shaking right now. But I got 4 seconds. 3, 2, 1. I'll bring it up. Now we're going into that, the pulsar. Bring it down, slow, explode up, bring it down. Up, bring it down. Up, bring it down. Up, you saw me lean forward. My tendency is to lean forward. Fight not to. Fight to keep that body high. Fight to keep those hips tucked so that you're working your core. You're working your thighs. That's right. And 1. Last one. All right. Hook your leg around. Go back to that kangaroo hop. Either leg, whatever leg you want. Keep going. Ready, switch legs. Ha-ha. Didn't even take a break, just switch the legs. Keep hopping. Burn that calf out.
We'll just keep pulsing.
Might be starting to sweat a little. 4, 3, 2, 1. We're going to that deep lunge. I'm going to start with my left forward. I'm going all the way down. All the way up. All the way down. All the way up. There you go. Pushing off with that front heel. 3, 2, 1. Switch sides, no break. Right into it. One side works better than the other. This side always works better for me. See how far I can go down on this side? 4, 3, 2, 1. Bring it up. Legs should be burning. So we're going to a lunge squat progression. Lunge squat progression, so just the front lunge. Side to side. That's right, front lunge. So on that front lunge, that's right, good job. Keep that body tall. Keep the body tall, bend that back leg. Right, keep the chest high. Shoulders back, chin tucked. 3 lines. Front toe, back toe, and your body, and your hip all in line. Good job. Keep going. Keep going. Use that. You can step way out. Because you get good at it, step way out to really put some tension on that thigh. So now you're going to go one side, the other side, and a squat. Ready? Squat. That's good. Side, side, squat. On that squat, focus to keep that neck long. Shoulders down. Body high. Do a real squat. Woo. Don't cheat on the squat. Keep the tension in those legs. Those are large muscle groups. They can do a whole lot more than you think they can, especially because you're on day 30. That's right. Good job. I'm going to 2 squats now. Ready? Here we go. Squat. Bring it up. Squat. Bring it up. I'm going to do one more. Left. Right. 2 squats. Squat. Squeeze. Squat. Squeeze. Now we're going to do squat to one side, lunge to one side, squat, lunge. There you go.
So every turn, squat.
That's it. Good job. 3, 2, 1. Bring your feet together. Hands in. Going to some adductor work, right? So you're just down and up.
Sticking our butt out.
Yep. Pushing the butt back. Keeping that back straight. Chest high. Squeezing those inner thighs. So come up, squeeze it. When you go back, you'll feel it in the inner thighs. Squeeze it. You're trying to keep your knees in the same place. I don't always get it good, but okay. So now we're going to move starting to the right. So down, up, squeeze. Down, up, squeeze. Down, up, squeeze. Keeping it tall. Down, up, squeeze. That's good. That's good. When you keep your elbows ended up like that, you're working those obliques. The squeeze works those adductors. So now as you come down, sit there, and we're just opening and closing. Open, close. Open, close. Keep your chin up. Open, close. Open, close. Push that butt back so that you're working those adductors and abductors. So when you bring your legs together, squeeze them together like you're trying to pop a balloon. That's good. Starting to burn.
Yeah, that's
Right? Reset. Come back down. Hands like this, and you're just touching opposite hand, opposite foot. Trying to keep those knees together. So when I go to one side, it's real hard for me to keep my knees together. Keeping your head in neutral spine. That's it. Bring it down and up. Down and up. Got two more. Down and up. Down and up. Stand up. Squeeze. Get yourself set. Now two knees. 1, 2, 1, 2. I'm hopping. Kim's not hopping. She's just lifting. So we're going to take this into a up and over progression. But we're going to start with the front first. Get the cardio moving. And to get those hip flexors loose because you just use them on an abductor move. So we're going to up and over. Ready? Up and over. You're trying to get those knees up as high as you can on the transfer. That's right. When you breathe on the work, when you lift that knee up, that's when you exhale. It's important that you're breathing, that you're getting some oxygen in your body because you're pumping your blood right now. Your heart's working. Your muscles are working. So we're going to go up and over to 2 squats. Up and over, squat 2 times. Up, up, up. So you can cheat a little on a squat here. That's all right, because this is a multiple movement. Up and over, squat 2 times. Up, down, hey. Now we're going to take it to another level. We'll touch the floor or go as low as you can. Up, over, squat, up, squat, up. There you go. Take your time. It's about form, not speed, not reps. Go at your own pace. Just try to do it right. Squat, squat. Last one. Down, up, down, up. Now we're going to a bevel tap. So you're keeping one foot on the ground, the other leg back, and you're just touching the ground. So you're like doing a bevel with your body. Trying to have a flat back. That leg goes way back. Bring your weight up. Way back, way up. It's like your body's a bevel. That's good. So we're going to take it now to another progression where you can hold on to something or you don't have to hold on to something. But you're just going down and up. Trying to use your balance. You can put 2 hands down, you can put 1 hand down. Kim can do it really nice. I need 2 hands down. Either way, you're using that core on the way down. You're using that core on the way up. One more. Good work. Going to the other side. The tap bevel. Foot down. So it's about keeping that back straight. My head is in neutral spine. Just back straight. Leg way back. You're putting some force in that front leg. That's it. Coming up. You feel it. Pushing from the heel. Keep the core tight when you go to the floor. 2, 1. I'll get one more in for you. Now we're going to that balanced lunge. I don't want to keep you, Kim.
No, it's okay. I'm going to move back.
I forget which leg I did that time.
Yeah, turn this way.
I forget which leg it was last time, so I just do them both. You're supposed to alternate legs.
Ooh, this is my tight hip.
Now, some people do this as a warm-up.
I think that too.
I think at our age, we need to build up to that one. So now we're going back to that lunge squat progression. So it's boom, 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 move at your pace. Sooner, lunge, down, up. There you go. At your pace. Nice, pretty one. Still keeping those 3 lines, medial lines. 3, 2, 1. Going to that adductor squat. Knees together. Opposite hand. Side of the other toe. Look to the ground. Head neutral spine. Using those knees. Back flat. Squeezing those adductors together. Using those obliques. Breathe out on the work. We're going up and over. 2 squats to the floor. Roll it up. Ready, go. Up and over. 2 squats down, down, up, down, up. Hey. A little bit of work right here. Told you it was lower focus.
Definitely.
Use those legs. When you come up with those legs, tighten them. Take every opportunity to give those legs an extra little bit of tension. You are your own machine. That's the beauty of body work, body weight. Now we're going to that bevel. Remember? Try to get 3 on each side. 2, 3. Other side. 1. Mine are ugly, but I'm doing them.
Do them back.
2.
This is a battle for me. This leg.
3. Good job. Now we're going to finish it off. Hip flexor. So 1, 2, 3. Hands to the ground. Push one leg back. Bring it back up. Come to the squat. 1, 2, 3. Other leg back. Again, when you're pushing your head back, you lift your body up because you want a straight line with your body. Good job. Bring it up. Squat it. 1, 2, 3. Other leg back. Stretch that hip flexor out. Bring it back up. Last one. 1, 2, 3. Hands down. Other leg back. Good work. Bring it up. Roll yourself up. 3, 2, 1. Day 30 in the books, baby. We're going to go ahead and cool down. Your heart shouldn't be pumping too much, but it's going to be pumping some, because whenever you do lower focus, whenever you work your legs, it's a large muscle group. So you got a lot of blood going there, so that means you're going to sweat.
Yeah.
You're going to breathe. So there's nothing wrong with you. That's the kind of way it works. All right? All right. So let's go ahead and take our feet apart. We're going to lift up. Hold it up top. We're going to go right into a flat back. Now remember, on these flat backs, you go to your limit. If you can only go this far, that's good. But whatever you do, you keep your legs straight. I'm going all the way to the floor. Legs need to be straight. As soon as I touch the floor, bring my hands in, tuck my chin, and roll up. Inhale, exhale, catch your breath. We'll do another flat back. All the way down, all the way down, all the way down, as far as you can go. Legs straight, as far as you can go with your legs straight. All right, bring it down to the ground. Now we'll go over to our right-hand side. Sorry, my head is coming up. So we're going to stretch that right hamstring.
Bend or no?
Everything straight so far. Keeping the distance of your hands close to your legs. Roll it to the other side, nice and slow. This side's the hard side for me. Stretch that hamstring. Stretch that lower back. 3, 2, 1. Bring it center. Fingertips on the floor. Keep your feet wide. So we're going to a hip flexor now. So I'm coming over to my right side. And my hip flexor looks like this. I'm trying to keep that back leg straight. Right? I'm walking my hands up to try to push my body up. Now some of you can only get to here. Some of you here. Some folks can go straight all the way up. If you can go straight up, I can't. I have to lift my body up to go straight up. And you sit down in there. What you're trying not to do is you're trying not to arch that back there. You're trying to keep that back part straight so that you stretch this here. All right, bring it down to your knees.
All right, come up and reset.
Put one hand down, other hand down. Come to the center. Slide it to the other side. Right? Bring your hands up to your knees. That's right. Try to keep that back leg as straight as you can. If you got to go high, then go high. Right? Hands back to your knees, down to the floor. Walk it down to the floor. Easy. Right? Bring it back to the center. All right? Kind of point your feet outwards. Hands on your knees. Right? We're going to roll, release. Roll, release. 3, 2. On this last one, roll it all the way up. All the way up. Feet together. Inhale up. Exhale down. Inhale up. Exhale down. Inhale up. Exhale down. Day 30 officially in the books, baby.
Thank the Lord.
Thank you for another day, God. We thank you for the ability to live, move, and have our being in you. We thank you, God, that we are going to accomplish what's in front of us today, and we're going to accomplish it with great excellence.
Yes.
We're going to see the amazement in it, and we are going to make sure that there's maximum returns, not just for us, but for everyone that's connected to us. In Jesus' name.
In Jesus' name. Thank you, Father. All right, guys. Thank you for stopping in today. God bless. Make it a
Make it a great day.
great day.
Or not.
The choice
Choice is
is
always yours.
yours.
Peace.
Take it back.